Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Poor Show with me, Free to Play. In the previous episode we barely got to the part where the story gets interesting about D.tube, my experience with the moderation or administration of their site, or developers. And there's still few things I'd like to touch on from the previous episode from the gameplay. And also there is a commentary now to go over it. And there's also gonna be things happening, and there also is gonna be Alex dropping down through this vent. And there's gonna be sort of cutscene. So, what do we do? We'll go over things one by one, I guess. One thing I wanted to mention in previous episode when we were at the train station, when we saw Alex, there was a commentary note talking about how the devs, Valve was looking for people with striking looks to lend their appearance for the characters in the game. And who has more striking looks than either the most beautiful people or the ugliest fucking people on earth? Like, who would grab your attention more than just the ugliest fucking mutant walking on this earth? Why not go for that? And I always wonder when they're looking for any casting, when they want to cast for any role, and they look for things that, you usually wouldn't want to be, like ugly, fat, disfigured. What do they put in the announcement or like ad? What do they put? Would they be nice looking for plus-size models with striking looks, or do they go and just say outright, we're looking for fat and ugly people for extras in our movies? I don't know. So yeah, there is a few minutes of standing in one place talking, so let's go over a commentary note now.
These combine turret defense battles are a good way to provide a change of pace for the player. As the Half-Life games are almost always about advancing, segments like this provide a different experience, almost like a battle puzzle. Setting up the turrets in the correct locations, locating supplies, and knowing the layout of the area is important. This adds a layer of strategy unique to these segments. Many players don't know that they can carry these reprogrammed turrets from one battle to the next. While carrying the turrets can be cumbersome, the result is quite pleasing, and the sheer firepower can prevent the Combine soldiers from even entering the room during the final standoff.
Yes, indeed, you can carry those turrets around, but like he said, it's very cumbersome. It's like in the previous episode, or previous few episodes, where I decided to just run through it with gravity gun and bug bait exclusively to not waste ammo. Then instead of, being able to pull in any item or throw a bug bait ball to distract the enemies and mark them as targets for the antlions, you will have your hands full, I guess. And also trying to position it well in the nick of time, sort of split second, in very little time. Yeah. But anyway, I guess the battle will start as soon as I open the compartment, so we're gonna... So, reprogram them, because I would like to grab the other one from the other compartment. There we go. Have you reprogrammed them already? Sounds so. Right. It's fine, right, so, hopefully... Yeah, hold the fort, easy. Right. And in the previous episode, what I managed to do is to get to the part where, well, what I was trying to get across is that D.tube really is struggling with hosting my files because they're large, and after all I managed to talk with an administrator or developer of the site, who in turn asked me why aren't my videos uploading, because he's smart like that. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we stopped, I think. So, to contrast that, it turns out that the files are too big or too high of a quality, and the solution is that here are the solutions that he offered. He said that I could host the files myself, instead of trying to upload them, which is because he was developing solutions for different ways of uploading the videos to the site. And yeah, one of them was that I could host the files myself, which is, yeah, of course, I always wanted to run my computer as a server and pay for my electricity some extra and never turn my computer off so that everyone can always access the videos that I'm hosting. And not only will that cost extra, but also takes up space on my hard drive, which I don't like. I like to keep it low because I have it filled up with all shit. Man hacks, the worst shit. Is there more? Possibly. Yeah, I could host them on my computer and never turn it off for everyone to access the videos at any time, and also that takes up space, and I like to keep space somewhat managed because I always have it filled up with with games, so I need that room for that. And so there's 2 strikes against that method. I could instead host the videos on some server, on some service who would offer to host them, right? But again, that doesn't come free, so I'm not interested in that either. I'm not gonna pay for that. Instead, if they could host my files for free, and did before, so I didn't like that solution either. The third solution is to,
Sorry it took me so long.
like I before said,
You're okay.
host them, upload them to YouTube, and then pretty much embed them in D.tube. But I also went over the fact that I want to have sort of backup copies, not just outlets for like mirrors or just embeds.
I'm not calling about that.
What's she up to?
You promised you weren't going to touch Eli.
Oh my
The
god.
soldiers were
That's rapey.
zealous, I admit, but he was too tempting a prize to simply turn loose, especially in the absence of Gordon Freeman.
You would have had Freeman if you'd been patient and just waited for my signal.
We weren't entirely sure you were ever going to get around to that. Human loyalties being what they are.
Dr. As I have stated before, you have to let Eli come around on his own.
I have
You can't-
known Dr. Vance far longer than you, my dear. I'm afraid your feelings for him may have blinded you.
Feelings? This has nothing to do with feelings. It's a simple truth that when Eli believes in
This
our...
is not open to debate, Dr. Mossman.
Doctor, please.
So sorry, Judith. I'm all out of time.
Damn her! I don't believe this! Come on, Gordon. Now we've really gotta hurry. Go on ahead. I'll disrupt the next level of security and catch up with you when I can.
Pay attention to what she's doing. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. Pay attention to what she's doing. It was always beyond me. So this looks like an audio console with the sliders where you can regulate audio for every track. And she taps on it like it's a keyboard. It's not a keyboard. This definitely stems from the fact that
Go on, Gordon.
from the cinematic representation of hacking. You, as a hacker, you don't just sit in front of a monitor that displays the same thing all the time and just smash buttons until it works.
You better hurry.
Yes. That's not how you hack. You just pretty much have one password running through everything until it finds a match. Instead of trying, it's like, let's say, in an analogy of lock picking, it's not that you're picking a specific lock. It's that you've got a key and go around the world trying to fit it into every lock and see what it opens. Other than, you know, the ways that people actually give away their passwords and shit. And there's that. Yeah. So she's smashing sliders and things that are not representative of typing. Also, she's not typing anything. Which way do I go? Which way would not be progress? Right. So that's D.tube. So, well, I could see, again, here, I'm not carrying a turret with me because fuck that. I mean, dude, come on. Look, I would have to put it down here and then move all this trash away to get through to that door. Is that the door I'm supposed to go through? Possibly. It opens. So what's at the other end of the hallway? Right. So we went over the hosting of my files, not on their server. And the other thing, the other solution is, you know, like I said, embedding it, essentially. But the third option is, you know, uploading it actually to the server. But the files had 10-minute long limits and size limits as well, which I wasn't getting into, wasn't fulfilling the constraints, something like that. I'm struggling to find the right words. I didn't meet the conditions, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So there's that. So I did agree, essentially, well, to myself. It's not like it matters to them, but I did agree to, well, I decided to, that would be a better phrasing, I decided to try to upload whatever I can to D.tube, but let YouTube host other files and embed them as needed. Shit. No, no, no. Good. I got rid of them before they bit me. It's like I said before, it's a failure to get hit by a headcrab. It's not much damage, but it's not like they're threatening or unavoidable. So being able to avoid it's some basic shit that you should be able to do consistently. Yes. So I decided to host as much as I can on their servers. But you know, I kept uploading files and and when the time came to upload another file that would meet the constraints, it didn't upload, so I made another fuss. Listen to the music, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool, although the room is very small. The room gets its own music, but you could see at the beginning, it sounds watery, right? Like this echo, these waves of water, but it's just water. It's one room filled with a leak. And it's got its own theme. It's like a puzzle theme for water room. It's essentially Zelda Water Dungeon. That's where it gets its own music and shit, I guess. Pretty sure. So yeah, the console is broken, we need to get over or else we'll die. Yeah. So to continue the story, what was this? Ammo. That's a good ammo. I killed this one already, so I should be able to safely jump across. There we go. And the barrels, I'm supposed to stack the barrels across, I think, one way or another. Because there is another way. There is no other way. Surprisingly, these pipes are... These pipes are of course metal and are sticking out of the water, which is electrocuted, or there's electricity running through it, so it should be conducting it. And don't worry, you can safely jump on there and go to wherever you can try to go, and it won't electrocute you, but it should. It's weird, right? Because it banks on the real-world knowledge of knowing how water conducts electricity, but it doesn't bank on the real knowledge of metals conducting electricity and the pipes here being conductive. Therefore, I don't know how to stack them as well. The barrels. I've got 4 in my disposal, I think. Come on, get up. And you just, I don't know, you just pile them up. Maybe they'll create enough of a bridge for you to move over. Right. So, yeah, so I wanted to upload my video from Apex Legends to D.tube, because it was smaller, only 13 minutes, but ended up being too big. So their solution is, after complaining enough, their solution to that was to just re-encode it and make it smaller, because it's only 13 minutes. You can have Blu-ray movies with a size smaller than that. So maybe you should just re-encode it, right? And I don't like that solution either, because it's one, YouTube does it, you know, you upload whatever size video you made to YouTube and it converts it or re-encodes it to its own standards, and everyone's on the same standard, right? So it doesn't matter that you've got a well produced video that you would like to upload, and then you will fuck it up for yourself by re-encoding it in way worse quality because you chose different filters. But if you upload to YouTube with the best quality you can achieve, everyone will be brought down to the same common denominator, essentially, to the same standard. So if your video is too good, it will be lower, and if anyone's video is bad, it's just their fault. So it always pays off to make it as good as you're able to. And then if anything fucks up, it's on YouTube's side, and it's fair because everyone has to deal with that. But D.tube doesn't do that, doesn't encode the videos on their own, because something or another, I don't know, they don't want to pay for that service, they don't want to pay for that code, or they don't want to have that working because that would take off from their something or another. So they don't have it, and I'd rather wish they did. So yeah, I'm faced with the issue of I'm either gonna encode my video to the best of my ability for YouTube, where it will be converted to common standard that everyone faces, and have it live there with no effort, essentially, or with keeping as much quality as I can, not even being too well informed about all the codecs and render options. Or then I could render the same video again with some other different settings and then upload it to D.tube. So that's additional effort, and you know, the results are unknown for me, or to me. I don't know how it will end up and how much will I have to change to achieve maximum quality and minimum size. So I'm not willing to take the risk, so I'm not willing to participate in D.tube anymore. Anymore. That's my upload issues with D.tube, and that's why I'm gonna decide to quit it as well, because, you know, it's just, it worked for a while, and it worked fine, it worked well enough, and there they fixed something and it stopped working, and then instead of keeping it working like it used to, they put the workload on the users. So we pretty much have the same problem like it was with Copa, where the load of the work of deciding whether a video is suitable for children is on you and not on the platform. And also they're not giving you the option to pick all audiences. You only can pick children or adults. Right, so we're here in the point of no return again, in a different place. And there is a trick to it. It's a pretty difficult, what would it be? Pretty difficult section, but there are turrets that are already reprogrammed, and the big trick is to just put them in their own fucking slots that they can come out of, where they cannot be tipped over, so they will always shoot the enemy dead. And you can also hide in one of those pods. So that's what I'm gonna do and make it easy for myself, and they will die and it will be all fine. It will all be fine. Right, there we go. See, he's busy trying to deal with the turrets, and they can't be shot down because they're protecting it from three sides. Good. So back to D.tube. We're gonna cheese this one out because fuck you. There we go. Shit. Okay, goodbye shell. I know why this shotgun shell disappeared when it was spent and stuck in the wall, because it was ghost in a shell. Thank you, I'll be here all week. Right. So I'm not gonna re-encode the video again, or just keep embedding it over and over and not have any like a backup platform put it on. I really preferred VidMe. Pity it didn't work out. I really wanted to work out on D.tube as well, because, you know, it's a new service. The ability to go through would be higher, but fuck me. No such luck. He's clearly shooting at, well, not clearly. He's shooting somewhere, and I'm getting almost pelted with ricochets here. Right. So there was that. And there are also other problems with D.tube, with the platform. But what was it? Let me... Oh right, I remember. So there was also... I think I'm already hearing man hacks. Yeah, there'll be man hacks here as well. Yeah. So other issues with the website is, for instance, they decided they need a limit on uploads, in the sense of that you cannot upload videos more often than once every 5 minutes for some fucking reason. So when you try to upload, you get an error notification saying that you're only allowed to upload once every 5 minutes. But if you keep hitting that send or upload button, the video will be uploaded. Why? Why not? Let's ask the community. I said in the upload issues, I've got the upload issue. Why is it so that the only thing that's allowed to happen is, why are you only allowed to upload one video every 5 minutes? And you know, maybe bandwidth, maybe something or another. And I say, well, yeah, it's all cool and all, it's fine if the limit actually worked, but it doesn't. I can hit the upload button and the video gets uploaded anyway, so I've got copies of the same videos, copies of the same post essentially, in multiple examples on my channel. So it's not too cool to audience, and it's not like you can delete the things. But there's this, no. So this limit doesn't fucking work. Of course it doesn't. It's D.tube, nothing works there. And if it doesn't work, that's probably because you should be putting extra work into it. Because that's your problem, not theirs, apparently. So there's that. And is it all? Have we cheesed it out already? Strange also, because this is a big encounter, big gauntlet to fight. But there isn't any music to go along with it, to pump you up or increase the drama, which is weird, kind of. At least it's a kind of difficult encounter as well. So some music could be nice. Also, it would let you know that the combat is over. You know, right? But then again, Alex tells you that I'm gonna be right over, so you don't need to worry too much about that. To discover or to judge, to assess, to know whether the combat is over or not. Also, they keep coming, so if they're not coming, I guess you're in the clear. Yeah. So there's this limit on the upload that doesn't actually work, but it sure as fuck annoys you by being this obstacle that can't be circumvented. You know, I went over this. I'm pretty sure you caught on to what I was trying to say. I'll try to keep it just a little bit more brief here, as opposed to the last episode. And the other issue is that you cannot delete anything from the blockchain. So the only way of getting rid of those extra videos that weren't supposed to be uploaded in the first place is to put them on private or something. So it's not publicly available for everyone to see the multiple copies of the same thing, right? To make it a little bit neater and more user-friendly, your audience-friendly. But I did try to put those videos on private, and it just didn't work. So, just D.tube, that's D.tube for you. Unless you're just some sellout that does everything for the public in the video blog format, that just like the site was envisioned for, you're fucked out of luck. And so I don't want to participate in that anymore. For the price of not having a place to upload any backups of my videos.
Looks like you could have used some help. I won't leave you again, though. Now let's track down Mossman.
If only I could use some help here. Just a touch. If only the bodies didn't despawn, so you could really see how much help I could have used. Yeah, I'm telling you. This woman. Right, are there any supplies left? I could be using the power things with the plasma rifle, the power grenade, plasma pellet, round, something. But it just... not really that necessary. And these, you know, there's Gmod, right? And Gmod allows you to play Half-Life 2 in its completion, in its entirety, pretty much without ammo limit. So you can pick all these things up and use as you want, instead of having 3 of them and never knowing when to use them. Because you only have 3, so you don't know, you know, right, you know. You have limited equipment, or limited supplies, and you would like to use them efficiently, sparingly maybe. So it's not a waste, but you really never know. Even though I played this game so many times, I'm not. Imagine I don't know the positioning or the placing of items by heart like this to efficiently. What do we plan the usage of them? Their usage. There's gonna be an ambush here. That's what I remember. That's what I do remember. Yep. And then the flares. The modern warfare uses strobes instead of flares. I don't know how turning the lights off and then throwing flares to light the place up is gonna help anyone, especially you, the enemy, of getting an advantage on me, especially when your eyes are glowing and I can see you as well. Maybe if you threw one flare where we are to light us up instead of yourselves. But what do I know? I'm just a player, right? Not like I have some real life knowledge. I mean, you did sort of win for the realism part, right? You gave the Combine a different style of uniform and armor to be more realistic, to be like soft body armor or Kevlar or something like that, instead of being like medieval knights wearing pauldrons and hard body armor and shit. So I don't know. They just didn't know things good enough, I guess. That's why they should have hired me. I would have helped them. Because I'm great like that. Yeah, so D.tube is a very disappointing platform after all. They really not providing me with what I wanted. I won't be participating, and that's the end of the story. D.tube is shit, and I'm quitting it. Alright, we were supposed to talk about this too, I think.
Got you now. Uh-oh. Well, come on, Gordon. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Oh, of course not. So, at the beginning of this episode, we learned that Dr. Judith Mossman, that we met in Black Mesa East, at the water dam near the City 17, works with the Combine, especially or specifically with Breen directly. Yes. Uh-huh. With Breen directly. So she pretty much sold Black Mesa us out, and she was brought in here, and she tried to bargain for Eli's life to continue his research.
Gordon, how did you get in here? We know all about you and Breen. What? You've been a spy for the Combine. What are you talking about? Damn it! Move back, Mossman. We're coming in.
Yeah, bitch. And yeah, we were sold out.
Shut up and be glad you're still some use to us. We're going to reconfigure this teleport and get the hell out of here.
You see, we're working to the same end.
Yeah.
I've already reprogrammed the modulator to emulate a Zen relay.
That's my father's work you stole.
It's my work too. And I had to prove to Dr. Breen that your father would be the most valuable member of any research effort going forward.
Enough of your bullshit! Look, Gordon, there's my dad. I'm going to bring him in.
Okay.
And Eli?
No thanks.
No thanks to you.
Just enter the coordinates for Dr. Kleiner's lab and let's get moving.
It's so fitting, isn't it?
Access to the teleport platform and we're locked out.
I'll take care of that.
So there is a portal room already. So we're gonna finish for today very soon, and the big thing is that, yeah, you can see from Mossman's behavior and the way she talks or what she says.
Working with this thing? For how long?
Never. Until now. I did have a fairly good idea of what to expect.
I bet you did. It looks like it's waiting for us.
The Combine uses a peculiar pulse-forming network with a very long rise time. It takes quite a while to recharge.
So you've warmed it up for us. Good. And just in time.
Again, being a cameraman here somehow, trying to keep everyone in view for cinematic shit. You know, if you wanted to be a cameraman and work on photography in movies, play Half-Life 2 and try to position yourself to get the best frame to keep all the action in view.
I was so worried about you.
The coordinates, Dr. Mossman.
So, this is
Oh.
the Combine Port. It's smaller than I imagined.
One of the things you won't be able to access, like a photography director in a movie, is access to zoom-ins or framing or things like that.
Kleiner,
It's either all or nothing.
we're in Nova Prospect, and we're running the Zen
Here,
emulator for the first time.
have a good frame here. Look at Mossman.
Good. We'll send my dad through first. He's in position for... What's that? Hold on, gotta bring this back down.
She betrayed us again.
No, stop!
Fucking skank. What the bitch?
No! Get back!
What's going on, Alex? Judith! What's happening?
Right, so... Oh, hey, there is no force field here. Okay, Mossman's dead. I don't know what happens from here in this timeline where Mossman is dead, because I fucking shot her. There is no shielding up in there, but game doesn't take that into consideration. Imagine. Right. So if you paid attention to how Mossman speaks and what she says, she actually she doesn't seem malicious. It's not that she...
Use the turrets.
Right. Turrets. Maybe next time. Alright. Mossman seems naive, seems stupid actually, very autistic, that she can't... that what she did seems like what a scientist does, like a naivete or purity of a scientist, where a scientist wants to work on something for the embetterment and improvement for everyone else, for everyone, including themselves, not everyone else, for everyone. So, you know, curing cancer and shit, simple things like that, right? They just want... it doesn't really matter for them who they're working for. They just want to cure cancer. Right, so she aligned herself with Combine, apparently, seems like, because they had resources to continue portal technology development. Because she just wanted to continue portal development, not give more power to Combine. That's accidental. It's like when you're a wizard in D&D, lovely fucking comparison. In D&D, if you've got high intelligence, but low wisdom, you might be the mad scientist. You won't be malicious or bad. You just won't regard the bigger picture. You just want to do your research and discover that super powerful spell, instead of knowing how there might be someone to steal that research and use it to conquer the world. You didn't even want to conquer the world. So there is Judith Mossman, fucking an idiot with a heart of gold. And you'll see that heart of gold later if that convinces you. But anyway, thanks for sticking by and letting me finish my story about D.tube. I think this episode was better than the previous one. Thanks for sticking by. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you share it and watch more of my shit. I mean, who would want to experience a lot of games for free? I need more of that, and so do you.